Hey there, David Gordon from TheaterMania here. It is Thursday, October 15th. I'm here with the great ballet dancer, Tiler Peck. We are talking about a new online dance show that you've put together with CLI Studios. It's called A New Stage. It premieres tomorrow evening, and I'm so excited to watch it because I feel like it's gonna be like the first piece of dance that I've consumed in God knows how long. And we were just saying before we went live that it was your first time in the theater in 7 months.
Yeah, it felt sort of surreal, honestly, to step into a theater. And I thought, oh my goodness, all of these theaters have just had that ghost light on stage with no dancers. And the first time I walked on center stage, I just got chills because it has been 7 months since I performed live. So it's been a long time.
Tell me about your relationship with CLI Studios. Have you worked with them before? Did they come to you specifically for this?
It actually was, I kind of dreamt it up, meaning like, it was like, you know what? Can we do this? It's kind of a crazy idea. And so I went to them because I have taught a lot of master classes for them because they do a lot in education.
Mm-hmm.
And so I got this idea, like, why can't we put a show on in a theater where there's nothing going on? There's so many of these theaters that are just empty.
Right.
So why can't we put on a live performance right now and then bring it to people at home? And so I went to them and I said, I know this sounds kind of crazy and like a big undertaking, but how do you feel? And they were like, let's do it. We need to have new content. And that's what my whole thing for doing these shows were. There's been so many beautiful digital seasons, right, of past performances.
Right.
But I really wanted to create a performance right now during the pandemic so that it was making new art and bringing that to people at home. And so that was my sort of, goal for this evening.
Yeah, I was going to say your home base, New York City Ballet, has been doing streaming past shows every week, but it's not new stuff, so it's nice to see. It's nice to see that you and there are people that are thinking of how to do this now as opposed to just stopping or not being willing to forge a path ahead.
Exactly, because I really believe that right now is the time when people need art and healing more than ever. They need that place to escape. And for me, we have to kind of deal with the new normal until we're back up and running. And I didn't feel like I could wait until, Lincoln Center and, New York City Ballet came back because who knows when that will be. And I thought, let's make something for now. There still is a way to be creative and inventive during this time. And so that's what we did. I don't know how we did it, but we did it.
Tell me about how you figured. So it's 4 pieces.
It's 3 pieces.
3 pieces.
Yes, 3 pieces.
Tell me about how you programmed it, how you planned it.
So it was very important to me to kind of break down the barriers of what people thought, okay, this is what an evening on Broadway looks like. This is what an evening at the ballet looks like. This is what a tap dance evening looks like. I wanted to be an evening of dance and music and a celebration for people. And so that there was something for everyone. And to see that there are so many crossovers that happen. And I wanted to bring artists from all of those different areas who haven't been able to perform. And so, that was how I kind of put the 10 of us together, because I thought, okay, what will make a very interesting, unique, and different performance? And that was what I came up with.
Yeah, and it's you, it's Little Buck, it's Sierra Boggess, it's the Syncopated Ladies, it's Brooklyn Mac. There's a new piece by Christopher Wheeldon, which is cool. Tell me about how that came out, because that's so cool.
Yeah, so actually we were never in the same room. We did it all over Zoom. So it is possible to create a new piece over Zoom, which is incredible. And we actually had so much fun doing it. In fact, Chris was like, actually, this is kind of fun. And I was like, yeah, we're kind of doing it. So I always really wanted to work with Sierra. And I got kind of to know her a little bit over my classes because she takes Turn It Out with Tyler.
Yeah.
And so I thought, okay, I really wanted somebody from the Broadway community to be in this performance because I know they're not able to perform as well. They're in the same boat as I am.
Right.
So I thought this is the time for us while our schedules can work to collaborate. And I thought, who better than Christopher Wilden, who has already crossed over from ballet into the Broadway world, to choreograph our piece. So basically, it was just the three of us wanting to work together. And we also have a live pianist and cellist that accompany the piece. So we have live music. And it just was a dream to be on stage and to get to dance while she's singing live. You know,
Amazing, right?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Is it like, does it feel weird to create a piece on Zoom? Like, what was that experience like for you and for Chris and for everybody?
You know, it's a little difficult because you learn it in a different way. So normally I'm super used to having somebody stand in front of me, you know, but they're facing me on Zoom. They're not faced like away from me. So a lot of times you're like, is that their right arm? It's a little bit challenging in that way. But really, it wasn't at all that difficult. And I think it's because Chris and I have such a long relationship and friendship that he really knows my weaknesses and my strengths and is able to kind of make something beautiful out of that. Sometimes he is like pushing me and putting things in that he knows I'm not very good at, but somehow he's able to make that into a strength. It's very strange what Chris does, but he's a genius. So
what is it like to capture dance on film? Because you filmed this in a traditional way. It's not like, you know, it's not like that movie of the Nutcracker with Macaulay Culkin. It's like you know what I mean? It's like a proscenium and, you know, you're being filmed while you're dancing. But like, do you feel like dance can be captured like in the same magical way on film that it is in real life or in person?
Okay, so if we're being honest, the one thing missing obviously is that audience dancer relationship, right?
Yeah.
That you can never really get out of just a live performance. You can get that. You can feel that excitement, that back and forth. So that was the one challenging thing, that like you can't feel that energy while you're performing. However, I do think that with the audience not there, the cameras are able to capture the dance so much more beautifully, right? Because they can get close or they can move around and capture it. And so, and we in CLI, they're former dancers.
Yeah.
So they know dance so well, which I think is key to having a dance performance really look really, really good, you know? So we were very lucky that, you know, I'd say, okay, when I do this arabesque, they know what that means. And they're like, oh yeah, we need to get the full line in. And so it wasn't just, you know, a film person who might just look here. It was like important to get the whole body involved.
You had to see the movement of the feet. Exactly.
They always want to cut off the feet, and for a ballerina, you got to have the point shoe.
Yeah. What is it like for the dance community now? Because I feel like we talk a lot about, you know, theater actors and theater technicians out of work, but you know, the dance community is just as devastated than this. Like, what are you hearing from your friends and colleagues?
It's very difficult. It's a very challenging and uncertain time, and we don't have a date that we're coming back. We really don't know anything. We have scenarios, you know, like if we can do a winter season, we'll be back here. If we can do a spring season, it'll be here. But we're all just kind of in limbo, which is really difficult as a dancer. We're used to kind of fixing the problem, you know, as a Broadway actress or a dancer, you get told your no and you fix it. And right now, you know, it's okay to know, okay, for 6 months you're not going to be working, but then at this date it's going to reopen. And that's what's really hard, is we don't have that date.
Yeah.
We don't know. We don't know when we're going to be back up. And I feel like the Broadway and the ballet are very similar in that fashion, and we will probably open at similar times because we have such big houses to fill.
Yeah. Which of the roles in your repertoire do you miss dancing the most? Like, if you could like do one of them right now, what would it be?
Well, Swan Lake was the thing right before the pandemic hit, and so I think that has a special place in my heart because it was kind of the really big first thing I did after my injury.
Right.
So I think I would probably want to dance that because that's the last memory I have before the pandemic hit.
Is this your first year not doing Nutcracker, or was your injury? Did your injury prevent you from doing that last year too?
It was last year, the very first. Well, I did do Nutcracker, but I didn't do it until the very end. So I actually haven't ever missed a Nutcracker in the 16 years I've been in the New York City Ballet, which
No
is
kidding.
yeah, it's kind of amazing.
I was gonna say it must be really weird for you this year then that's not happening.
It's so weird. And the day I found out about that, I kind of knew it was going to happen.
Yeah.
But the day they made the announcement was I was so down because the New York City Ballet is so known for our Nutcracker. It's what made me want to be in the New York City Ballet. Yeah. When I was in the Music Man on Broadway, my dad got us tickets and we went there. And that's when I said, Daddy, I'm going to dance on that stage someday. And so for me, the Nutcracker is always... It's a yearly thing for me. The company doesn't feel complete without a performance of it. So for some reason, when that news hit, it really hit me hard.
But you rebounded and you made this beautiful thing that's going to be online tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, that's just my personality. I'm like, we gotta get going. We gotta figure out a way to bring a performance to people. I want to dance. They want to see dance. Like, let's just not sit down. Let's figure out a new way. And that's why we came up with a new stage so that we could bring our stage to you and viewers at home. And they could have a front row seat from their home because what is really great about this time is we aren't able to be live in a theater, but it's making it more accessible to a wider audience who wouldn't necessarily be able to come to Lincoln Center. So I'm grateful for that more people will be able to stream this performance and see it.
Are you planning more? Like if this goes well and oh good, I'm glad. You could do a Nutcracker here.
That's true. There's another one with CLI coming out in December, which I'm very excited about.
Tyler, thank you for your time.
Oh, thank you for having me, David. It's always good to see you.
My pleasure. You too. And thanks everybody for watching. Be well. Bye.
Yes. Bye.